Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Corbin Timbrook, star of the Lifetime movie Murder in Nashville. Join us as we delve into Corbin's insight into his character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here with us, Corbin.
Of course, my pleasure.
It's a pleasure for me. So, can you tell us a little bit about your character in A Murder in Nashville?
Yeah, it was actually first called Southern Charmed to Death. That was the original title.
Yeah.
But it's he's the owner of one of the oldest record companies in Nashville. It's a family business that was traditionally, brought on from his father and his father. So it was it was a family business for generations. And the men were always trying to keep it a certain way. And so they kind of suppressed the women in the family to doing bigger things in the business, although completely loved his family, loved his daughter, and but he wanted to keep his son Jack, played was great by Nick Puya. Um, I bring him up into the business, although he was the younger sibling. I bypassed my daughter to bring Jax to run it. Now, as things progress, if people got in the way of our family and became problems and issues for us, I would handle that, and we would handle it in the old fashioned way. So then murder ensues, and some accidentally, and some on purpose. So it was a very fun, archy character because on one hand he's a loving father, and he's a big philanthropist in the community. He's giving to the community. He takes care of the children's schools, all that, which it's not that he's justifying. That's the way he is, and it's one of those things that is interesting with a character like this, that they become like a little more three-dimensional, because it's not justifying. They really believe that is the right thing to do, to be able to keep this status quo, to keep his family safe and the business running, and also to give the community, this is what needs to happen.
Great. And what initially attracted you to your role in this movie?
I love those kind of roles. I've had a long career of playing the bad guy. And it's nice because there's the dichotomy in the character. It was well written. I liked the director. Patricia Fontaine was fantastic. We had a good rapport. I liked the actors, with Sarah Zanotti and Nick and Kate Daly. We really had a great time. Not to mention, my family lives in Nashville.
Oh,
So it was one of those things where I got to go to Nashville, shoot a movie, and see my sister, which was great. So I spent a lot of time in Nashville, and that was another thing. And the casting director, Jeff Hardwick, who I've known from the past, and he's cast me before. He just called me and he said, "Hey, you want to go to Nashville to do a movie?" And I said, "Absolutely." So it worked out all the way around.
that's great. And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating for the audience?
I think kind of what I just touched on, the fact that there's this family dynamic, and that it is the loving family, and but there's issues, as with every family. These just delve deeper, and as you see in the movie, I hate to give everything away, but I have my wife, and I've absolutely suppressed her, and she was this famous opera singer and had a nice career. But I didn't want that to get too big. I wanted her to be a mother and be and her place in our family. And so that's an interesting character in the show as well. I just thought that it was my attraction to it was, of course, The setting, I think that Nashville is a great place to shoot movies. It's beautiful. The locations we shot at were great, and it makes it nicer when people aren't as hard. You know, it's a little bit difficult to shoot in Los Angeles, where I'm from, and these days, and so to shoot in other states where they're welcoming and they have such beautiful locations and they don't charge an arm and a leg for them. And that's always what's so good about these Lifetime movies. You know, I've done a number of them, and it's to show the locations and to show good wardrobe and of course it's always about the story. A
Yeah,
good story is always key. So there was a lot of factors that I really wanted to do this movie, and I was very happy. It was a great experience.
that's great, amazing. And what was it like working with the rest of the cast and crew on set?
I mean, it was real. Everybody, of course, on these movies, it takes a village. Everybody worked extremely hard, but everybody worked hard, but in it was a very nurturing situation. Everybody was very nice, and everybody was calm and creative, and it just allowed for a synergistic situation to shoot. For us as actors, it made us feel strong and confident. And then we had John Sweeney was our DP. He had great ideas, and the movie looks fantastic with the lighting and like I said, Patricia Fontaine who directed it, and then with Sarah and Nick and Kate, and there was a lot of other actors that were in it, and everybody from the small roles all the way up, and that it works. Like I said, it takes a village to do these movies. From the PAs that work so hard to make sure that everything is going right, and the AD department making sure you're on time, getting you picked up, making sure that all the way down to craft service, that there's hot coffee every day, that there's sodas and waters and it really is one of those things where the little things over get overlooked sometimes, whereas when everything is running smoothly like that, it really works out for everybody. It makes everybody comfortable, and they can do their best work.
Yeah, it's a teamwork.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It's never one person ever.
Yeah, exactly. So, what can you tease about your character journey?
What can I tell you about it?
Yeah, what can you tease?
Oh well, I can. Well, I kind of told you everything, so there's no more teasing. But I think that I mean, even to the last minute in the show. Well, not the last minute, but when the world finds out who I really am,
Yeah,
I think it's interesting because he still doesn't he still doesn't think he did anything wrong. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And it's that is either a psychotic behavior or justification, but it's just one of those things that I think that's interesting when people do things like this and they think that they can just do it and get away with it, and there's no repercussion or there's no accountability, and they think that that's the more they get away with it, the more it becomes easier to do.
great. And the last question about this movie. What was your favorite scene or moment while filming it?
Um, there's a couple of cool scenes in it that we have that are dangerous. That the audience might think that something's going to happen, but it's with my character. There's a couple of places where you think that I would go after her, but I'm just like I have the scene. One of the best scenes for Sarah and I is at the bar where she sees something on me. I'm not going to give that up. Where she realizes that I'm the bad guy, And so we go to the bar, we have this long talk, and I'm basically telling her, you're one of us now. So you have to be loyal to us. We're giving you this opportunity. So all I'm asking for is your loyalty. And then she starts naming things that I've done wrong, and I kind of am looking at her like, what is that wrong though? Really? You know what I mean? And so I think that was a really cool scene that we had at the bar. Um, and then there's other scenes that are completely different than that. The family, we're having a family dinner and everyone's laughing and having a good time, and it just that shows the dichotomy of this family dynamic.
Great. We are looking forward to see this movie. And
Yes, this Sunday it plays on Lifetime this
yeah,
Sunday, twice 5 p.m. Pacific time is 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. I don't know where it's at, but and then it'll play a lot. It's they're very happy with this, with Tim Johnson, the executive producers in Lifetime. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
that's great. So, change of subject. This is a
Say again.
change of subject.
Okay.
This is a question I ask to all the artists I have the pleasure to talk with. Have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career, and why for you?
What are some of the most memorable?
Projects.
Right. I've been doing it a long time, so
Yeah,
that's an interesting question. I can tell you that I have another movie out on Lifetime called Stepmom from Hell,
yeah,
and that just came out recently as well, and I directed that one. And it stars Alexi Giovanni and Shelby Janes and Lorenzo Lamas
yeah.
and Brianna Wagner. It was really a fun project because I had for Nicely Entertainment, Nicely Television. I had done a Christmas movie called A Christmas Vintage, and
Oh,
it's a great little like Hallmarkish type movie. Very cool. We shot it in Missouri, which was very fun in a place called Herman, that their wine country. And while I was there, the producers asked me about maybe directing this movie that was kind of based on a true story. And so it was fun because we took the idea from conception, wrote the script, changes, brought it to life, but using the facts. And then we shot it last August, September, and it just came out. And so I've had a lot of fun doing movies, westerns in Texas, and lots of things all over the country, and I've had a lot of great times doing things. But that was just a really fun movie. Everybody got along really well. It was beautiful locations in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and it was just fun. Stepmom from Hell. I wish they hadn't called it that because it kind of gave away it was kind of a red herring, but what are you going to do?
do you portray or direct some other Christmas movies, holiday movies?
Yeah, I've done a number of those. I do both sides because I'm a director and producer, I've been an actor forever, and then I started producing and directing as well.
Yeah,
So I've done a couple that were real fun called Merry Christmas. That's always gets nice, good legs. A Little Christmas Business. The dog that saved it was called The Dog That Saved Christmas Eve, and then it was called The Dog That Saved Christmas. Holiday Heist.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I've done quite a few. So and I always love those because they come out every year and people see them and enjoy them. And I have a new one that we're hoping to shoot next month, actually March, and it
Oh,
looks very good. And it's called The Christmas Pledge, and it's about these three boys, young boys, that make a pledge as young kids that they will always be with each other during the Christmas holidays, and then things ensue. And I'm doing that. I star in that with Lorenzo Lamas again, and Richard Karn, who's a great actor from Home Improvement.
yeah.
You see him on a lot of commercials and stuff. And Gail O'Grady, the actress Gail O'Grady, who's great, and Shelby James again, Tootie Roach. We have a great cast, and it looks very good. And we're actually just working out the logistics on that, but looking really forward to doing that because Christmas movies are always super fun to do. And it's funny because sometimes you do them in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
You know, I've like Merry Christmas we did in like 110-degree weather in Riverside, and people are like, the Santa's in his beard and Santa outfit, and we're all in sweaters, and it's like, oh my gosh. But it's nice to shoot them when it's colder.
Yeah. We are great fans of holiday movies. So
Yes,
I hope, and we cover all the holiday movies on the Christmas time. And
right.
I hope we can chat again soon about this one with you.
100%. Yeah, yeah. Let me know. And Christmas Vintage it plays. It just played recently. It's a great little movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
really fun. Yeah.
Do you think this new movie is for airing in July, for Christmas in July, on holiday movies this year
Yes, yes. It absolutely does. Yeah.
in
Okay. Yeah. Christmas Vintage.
Christmas vintage? Yeah, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is it. Make sure all of you to catch Murder in Nashville this Sunday night on Lifetime Channel.
Yes.
And thank you, Corbin, to join us today.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
It's a pleasure. And thank you all for watching. Bye.
Bye bye.